I've got a great upper body and core workout for you today. The first exercise that we're going to go over is our dumbbell strict press. We're going to bring these weights into the front rack position. My feet are in line with my hips, my elbows are pointed in front, and the weights are slightly resting on my shoulder, but I'm in an active position, meaning my upper body's tight, my core and glutes are tight. From here, you will strict press overhead. Notice how I lock out my arms at the top, and I'm gonna bring those arms right next to my ears. What we don't wanna do is punch the weights out in front of our body. We are punching the weights straight up towards the ceiling to where the hands are in line with the shoulders, shoulders in line with hips, hips in line with heels. We have to squeeze our glutes and our core really tight so that way we stabilize ourselves overhead. After our 10th rep, you are going to hold in your overhead position without bringing those weights down. You're gonna hold for 20 seconds. We have to push hard from our shoulders, lock out our elbows, and keep those arms positioned right next to our ears. Now the way that we can modify this is by decreasing the reps if we need to. I've got my 10s here, I can go down to my 5s, and then remember, we can always go to a single dumbbell to modify anytime that the exercise calls for 2 dumbbells. So with this one, I'm still gonna keep this weight in the front rack position, and I'm gonna press through the same range of motion, but I just got 1 dumbbell in my hand. Our goal is to get to 10 reps, minimum of 5. After that last rep, we hold for 20 seconds. The second exercise we're gonna go over is our shoulder tap push-up. You are going to bring your right hand to your left shoulder, left hand to right shoulder, and push up. Shoulder tap, push up. That's 2. Shoulder tap, push up. That's 3. Now we can modify by going down to our knees if we need to for the shoulder taps. Remember in our push-up, it's elbows pinned back. We don't want the elbows to flare out to the side. The elbows stay pinned back. The shoulders come forward in front of the hands, and then you finish in that tight plank. So that's the first way we can modify, by going down to our knees. If you remember in our warm-up video with the push-up, you can always go knees, chest, knees, and then if you're able to, finish in that plank. So one of the ways that we can modify our push-ups is by doing it from an elevated position. We can do the same thing with our shoulder tap push-up. So I'm in an elevated position. We can go as tall as we need to. Shoulder tap, push-up. We can also use the wall, bringing ourselves into a plank position. Shoulder tap, and push-up. Still keeping those elbows tucked in the whole time. Now, if our push-up just isn't working for us today, we can modify down even further by just going 5 shoulder taps on each side. And remember, we can go down to our knees and do the same thing. The third exercise we're going over today is our dumbbell single arm tricep extension. You're going to lock out that weight overhead. Feet in line with hips, squeeze my core and glutes very tight. As I keep the elbow tucked in next to my head, the dumbbell head will reach back and I'll lock out right next to my ear. Showing you from a different angle. Notice how the dumbbell head comes back, and then I lock out that arm. What I'm not doing is letting my elbow flare out to the side. We want to keep the elbow tucked in and keep the elbow back, so that way we're really isolating the tricep. Our goal is to get to 10 reps, minimum of 5. If it's too difficult, to do a single arm tricep, because our goal is to do 10 on one side and 10 on the other side. We can go to 1 dumbbell, lock it out overhead, elbows stay pinned next to my ears. I still lock it out, fighting hard to keep those elbows tucked in. We're still going through the full range of motion, but we're modifying it by using one dumbbell. Anytime we have weight overhead like this, we need to keep our core, glutes, and quads very tight. We don't want to be arching our back and sticking our butt out. We pull those hips in and squeeze tight in order to protect ourselves and to keep our core tight all the way through the movement. The fourth exercise is a weighted dumbbell pullover dead bug. This is a great core exercise. So we want to try and go as heavy as we can with this, but again, we modify by taking the weight down. Our starting position, you will be flat on your back, your knees, legs at a 90-degree angle. We hold the dumbbell directly over our chest. You are going to drop one leg to the floor. As you reach that dumbbell back, lightly tap it to the floor and bring it back to the middle. We want to keep that lower back pressed to the floor the whole time. The breathing with this, you want to take a deep breath in on the way back and exhale as you bring it back to the middle. Deep breath in back and exhale as you bring it back to the middle. The dead bug is a phenomenal exercise. We don't need to use weight with this if it's too difficult. If we're not using weight, we're gonna go through the same range of motion. Reach back, left leg out, bring it back to the middle, reach back, right leg out, bring it back to the middle. That would be 2, 3, 4. We're going all the way to 10 reps with that. So with that combination right there, our goal is to go through 4 rounds. We modify it by doing 3 rounds, even 2 if we need to. So after you're done with however many rounds you can get through, you have a 2-minute rest. You do not have to rest for the full 2 minutes with this. That's just showing you the break period from part 1 to part 2. Part 2 of this workout is a 30, 20, 10 floor press and alternating sit-up. That means you will do 30 floor press, 30 alternating sit-ups, 20 floor press, 20 alternating sit-ups, 10 and 10. Your goal is to get that done as fast as you can with a little rest as possible, but of course you rest when you need to. Our floor press is similar to a bench press, but we have a little bit more limited range of motion since we're doing this from the floor. I'm gonna move this for us. So with our floor press, you're gonna be positioned flat on your back. We wanna keep that lower back pressed to the floor the whole time. I'm going to show you from a couple different angles with this, but right now I've got my elbows in at a 45-degree angle. They are not out to the side. Elbows in at a 45, my core and glutes are tight as I drive these weights over my chest. Bring those elbows back down, tap to the floor lightly, and drive them right back up. This is a really big set. We're going 30 reps, so you break it up as you need to, but the goal is to get it done with as little rest as possible. Your breathing with this will be deep breath in on the way down and exhale on the way up. Deep breath in on the way down and exhale on the way up. Now if we're having a difficult time stabilizing with both weights, we can take one weight, hold it over our chest, bring it down, and press. 30 reps. The next exercise is our alternating sit-ups. This is a really good core exercise too. You're gonna be flat on your back with your arms over your head. You will sit up and reach your right hand to your left foot. Bring it back. Bringing the feet and the arms back to the floor. each time. These are single counts. So 1, 2, 3, going to 30 for that first set. Now modifications. We can go through the same range of motion, but we just tuck the knee in and tap the knee. Bring it back and tap. Back, tap. So we're just doing a crunch instead of a V-up. And then we can modify it even further if we need to by just crunching and reaching behind our knee. And then last modification, hands behind the head, going 30 crunches. After 30 of those, you'll go 20 floor press, 20 alternating sit-ups, 10 and 10. Then you have another 2-minute rest, indicating that we're getting ready to go into part C, which is more core. So last part to the workout is 3 rounds of 12 see the light sit-ups right into 12 dumbbell Russian twist. Our see the light sit-ups, you're gonna hold 1 dumbbell. We'll go butterfly style with this, so feet together, leg flat on your back. Weight is positioned up towards the ceiling. You're going to sit it up, bring your head through to where the arms are in line with your ears. And now you're gonna keep that weight pointed up towards the ceiling as you sit it back. That would be 1, 2, 3. Notice how the arms stay locked out and that dumbbell stays pointed up at a target at the ceiling the whole time, like there's a string being lifted up towards the ceiling. We can modify this, of course, just with regular sit-ups. And you can even anchor your feet underneath the couch if you need to for further assistance. Your dumbbell Russian twist. We want to keep our chest up with this one, not rounding forward in the shoulders or the back. Chest up, feet up. You're going to reach side to side. That would be 1, 2, 3. We can place our feet down if we need to. And then lastly, we can go through the same thing with no weight, reaching side to side. After you're done with 12, or modifying it down to whatever number you need to, you'll have 30 seconds to rest before you go into round 2, and you will do that 3 times. That is your workout today. Have fun, guys.